You know, what really brought me into wanting to be a youth pastor was kind of my entire journey. Involved with church at a young age, but then more or less in my young adulthood, I just had a youth pastor that really cared and had a huge impact on my life. And as I look back at my journey through high school and college years, all my career choices that I wanted to do always ended up working with high schoolers. So once God got a hold of my heart and my life, it was clear that that's what He was calling me to, and that's what He wanted me to do. What is most challenging in my job is sometimes just the relational aspect of the job. You have kids who you totally click with, and then you have kids that you the relationship is a little abrasive. They don't like authority and whatnot. So that can be a challenge, just loving on kids regardless of how well you might get along with them. There are kids who are harder to get along with than others, but loving them the same can be a challenge. You know, there are some times in life, as I've been a pastor for a while now, that there are times where you look back and say there were a lot of up times and there were a lot of down times, but not a lot of regrets, if any, because in the long run, if you look over the time that I've been ministering to kids, which has been about 12 years, that there's hard times, but not regrets. Maybe regrets that I didn't do enough or didn't spend enough time with students, but never my choice to dedicate my life to working with teenagers. Never the choice, just maybe on how I went about it. What is most rewarding in my job is the fact that I get to work with young adolescents, teenagers, those who are just about to hit adulthood and have a positive impact in their life. My most embarrassing and humorous moment as a youth pastor, hands down, a few years ago, I was speaking to a large group of students, and I went up on stage and I'm kind of doing my opening story or whatever, and I noticed that there are some students out there in the front row and a little bit beyond giggling and laughing, and so I thought I would call them out and say something funny. Why don't you share the joke? Why don't you share the joke? And the joke was on me. One kid said, "Okay, your zipper's down," and it was quite embarrassing. And so, in all fairness, I was very embarrassed. It's kind of like your worst nightmare. You're on stage in front of hundreds of kids, and my fly was down. So the joke again was on me. I tried to turn it so I didn't feel so bad, and I made a joke that they were lucky that I at least had my underwear on, which was kind of crude, but the kids thought it was funny, and but it was embarrassing to this day. It's a nightmare, pretty much. Yeah, I have some goals as a pastor. My goals aren't really like these big goals like building buildings or that kind of thing. It's more or less trying to reach as many students with the gospel, the story of Jesus, and not to invade their lives or to change their lives in a way that most people think church is, but to really say that, look, God came in the form of a man. His name was Jesus. He's got a plan for your life, and that through Jesus there's hope, and that hope is eternity.